Hello, beautiful souls. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to take some time and talk about a common misconception or misinterpretation of the truth that I see happening a lot. And I think that people deserve to give themselves more credit in this area, which is around anytime you outsource the power or the solution to a system, a group of people, an ideology, and say that that's the thing that fixed everything. Here's an example. A lot of people will say, like, a specific diet helped save their health. And they start to follow that as if it's a religion. And I'm not saying that there's not a lot of benefit they got from whatever it is that they did, but it's not the thing that actually solved their problem. It's what really happened. It's them following their intuition. They had this hunch somewhere inside, and they followed that hunch, and they decided to trust their intuition in that moment when they followed that hunch. And in trusting their intuition, they were led down a path that solved whatever it is that they were trying to have solved. They found a solution to their problem by following their intuition. And it feels so good when that happens that sometimes we don't even know how to give ourselves credit for that. And when I say give ourselves credit, I mean give ourselves the credit for trusting our intuition, because the point here in all of this is not to put all of these ideologies, systems, and dogmas on a pedestal that we're worshiping, but instead to see the God power that we all hold in ourselves that comes to us through our intuition in other ways as well, but in this case, our intuition. One of the reasons that I want you to understand it this way is because I want you to start seeing your divine power. I want you to start seeing the beautiful God power that moves through you. Your life force is connected to source consciousness. You are source consciousness, a fractal aspect of source consciousness. And I want you to see the power that you hold, because you are a very powerful being. And there is no thing outside of you that could be any more powerful. Therefore, by putting all the power in a system or a dogma, anything outside of you, you are outsourcing your power and not giving yourself the proper credit. And in that, you can run into issues where in the future, let's say that that diet stops working for you. You feel hopeless, right? You're like, well, screw this. Like, this thing was working for me for so long. And I freaking loved the keto diet. And now it's just not working. And I don't know what to do. And like, the keto diet failed me. And it's like, no, the keto diet didn't fail you. Your body is just now communicating something else to you. And so you need to follow your intuition and trust that your body's divine intelligence is leading you in the right direction and would never lead you astray. And you don't need to cling to these ideologies that you've started to morph into aspects of your identity and claim as a part of yourself. You don't need to cling to those, because none of that was meant to be clinged to. That was just something that was there temporarily to support you in your journey. And it was also supposed to show you that trusting your intuition is exactly how you follow the right path. But you miss that point when you start to pedestalize these systems and ideologies. And another reason I find this point very important to understand is because the idea of clinging, or the idea of giving the power to an ideology or a system, these dogmas, these groups, that idea in itself is the beginning of separation. So you start to look at people who don't do that as maybe wrong or less than, or if somebody you know is having health issues, and they don't want to try the keto diet, and the keto diet is what saved you, you might unconsciously judge them or consciously judge them. But the point here is to fall into a rhythm of trusting your intuition and giving yourself the power so that you don't need to create this separation, because you're aware that every single person has that power in them. When you start to acknowledge your intuition, you also have to acknowledge that all the mirrors, which are the people that are around you, are equally as intuitive and also have that innate divine power that runs through them. And so when you see that, you see that all of us are meant to be following our intuition, because that is the essence of Source and God and our higher selves communicating to us what our next step in our path is. And when we all follow that individually, it is a beautiful system where there's no judgment, and we don't have to cling to these things and identify with these dogmatic things as parts of ourselves, because we know that what we are is far greater than that. And we thank these tools for being around. We thank these special diets, we thank these belief systems, these religions for being around, but we don't need to pedestalize them and put them above us. That is all I have on this topic today. I hope this was helpful or at least eye opening, and I would love to hear what you think in the comments. Also, open to if you disagree. It's great to hear other perspectives always. So, sending you lots of love. Thanks for watching.